one should be allowed to play a villain.
If there's just no other characters of color, then, like,
yeah,
you're one character of color being the villain.
And not to spoil anything else, but another recurring antagonist for season 2 is also another character of color. So
yeah.
This is a not great pattern, Supernatural writers.
I do have to give it, like, I obviously agree with everything you guys are saying, but also with the changes in Hollywood that have been happening probably over the last 20 years, I feel like sometimes they'll add in, like, actors of color and stuff just to kind of have those actors of color, and they won't actually do anything with the characters or do anything constructive. So it's like, you know, if you're gonna put them in, you should, like, you know, let them actually do something with the plot and have good character arcs and stuff.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
I think it was a shame that the actor Gordon couldn't do a whole bunch of episodes, but the arc that he did get and some of the stuff that he did in the episodes was really cool and really helped to progress the plot. So I'm at least glad that they let him be, like, a very interesting character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Like, he was a person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's really, like, memorable, too.
Definitely.
You
Yeah,
know?
definitely.
I think people still talk about him even now.
But yeah, like, Supernatural is just, like, so way, like, even like, all, like, the background, like, extras and stuff like that, it's very rare that you'll see an extra who's a person of color, like, in the background of a shot. Like, it's just... You know, like, they're going everywhere in the US, and, like, they're in all these, like, little towns, and, like, they're just, like, white people as far as the eye can see.
I feel like we brought this up during, like, an earlier episode, but, like, we barely see anyone speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
This is the US.
Yeah, it's every once in a while. That brings us to our final segment of the week, which is our line of the week. Let's see what Meredith picked for her line of the week.
I'm just gonna go with, like, the ending conversation between Sam and Dean, where, like, Dean is kind of stressing over, like, how many monsters did we kill that didn't need to be killed.
He was having a crisis, as, you know, he probably should have.
It's it's very symbolic of, like, the episode as a whole.
How about Vail?
Well, the most interesting line to me is probably, like, where Dean says, well, you've got to know something, which doesn't sound like a very interesting quote, but just the way that he says it, you know, Sam's like, no, I don't know anything, like, these vampires are good, I'm not gonna tell you where they are. Dean's like, come on. Sam's just like, yeah, I know, like...
Yeah, Dean is just very confident that Sam is smart and he knows something.
Yeah. Yeah, they know each other so well, and Sam's like, I'm not gonna get away with, like, lying like this, and, like, I don't want to lie, like, I know stuff, but that's not my point, like, vampires.
I'll just convince him on the way.
Yeah.
And Jen, how about you?
Makes me laugh just thinking about it. When Sam realizes the keys are gone, he goes, he sneaked the keys! And I laughed so hard. I'm like, why would he say it like that? So that's the line of that episode.
Gordon slithers to the door.
My line of the week was Sam with talk. Yeah, okay, but I might have a tough time paying attention to much besides Eli's teeth.
That's a valid point. Put your teeth back in, sir. This is a family establishment.
Which would also be my concern if some vampires are like, we just want to talk. I'd be like, I'm just concerned you're gonna eat me.
Yeah, they're, like, trying to be all pleasant. Sam's like, nope, nope, nope.
You're vampires. You're vampires right now.
Yeah.
I am tied to a
right
chair.
Now, pretty sure you were vampires yesterday. Gonna be vampires tomorrow.
3 people got tied to a chair in this episode. Like, that chair had a lot of work to do.
The chair's the real MVP.
But yeah, that's it for this week. So, Meredith, where can the people find you if they would like to find you?
I am Shades of Deyanira on Tumblr and Instagram and TikTok now. And if you go there, you will see lots of really cool drawings for the fantasy series I'm writing.
Amazing. And Vail, did you want to give any social media?
I'm not a huge social media person, but you can find me on Tumblr and AO3 as Misha McCarthy, which does not have to do with Misha Collins.
Interesting. Just coincidental then.
Literally.
And Jen.
Yeah, so on TikTok, my username's Jenn A, so JENN _ AYYE. And then on AO3 is Schmuzz, which is SCHMUZZ. And then same for Tumblr, but an extra Z.
Do you mind just giving the name of your fic? Because I always forget it.
Oh, yeah. So, it's called Heard From Your Mother, She Don't Recognize You, which is a Bleachers title. Finished season 0 through 1, so we are into season 2. I took a little bit of a hiatus, and then we will be back.
Amazing. Next week, we are covering Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, which they should not, and our guests are Jenn again.
Yeah! Season 2 is like my favorite, so when you were like, oh, we need people, I'm like, here I am.
And Francis, who is awesome, so that should be fun. And obviously Meredith. Don't need to take Meredith for granted.
It's okay. No, I'm kidding. It's not okay.
But yeah, that's what we're doing next week, so everybody tune back in for that.
I've been KJ. You can find me on all social media platforms at Life Messes of KJ.
Except for TikTok, where you can now find me at SPN Opinions KJ.
If you want to be on the podcast, you can either reach out to me there, or you can reach out through the podcast social media. You can email the podcast. Our email address is supernaturalopinionspodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at SPN Opinions Pod. We are Supernatural Opinions Podcast on Facebook and at Supernatural Opinions Pod on Instagram. And if you could subscribe and leave us a review wherever you listen to this podcast, that really helps people to find us. And if you want to hear more of me and my thoughts, you can check out my other podcast, Series of Opinions, available on all the same places as this one. This podcast was written, recorded, produced, and edited by me. Thank you to Faith Ebert for our logo. Our theme song is by Joe Veretta. Thank you once again to all of our amazing guests.